Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Really appreciate you tuning in today. Today's a video that's part of a series called Wisdom on Wednesdays, and this is, I think, my 99th one. So I've been doing this for 99 weeks. Every Wednesday, I give you a message from spirit guides that's typically about how to enhance your life, but it could also be about different things like ghosts or soul contracts, crop circles, aliens. Reincarnation. But basically, the majority of these videos are to give humans a leg up. So I'm channeling my spirit guides right now, 60% them, 40% Susan. And we're co-creating right now to help you. So there's an energy that's happening as you watch this video that you're not even aware of. But also there's a verbal human message that's coming from another human. This transmission is easier for you to understand and hopefully to get help from. Now, this video series, you can find the playlist on my main channel. Just click the logo. It'll take you to the main channel. Go to playlist. You'll find the WOW playlist. Again, who knows how many there will be by the time you watch this video. There could be 150. I don't know. But they're all there for you to partake in, and they're all free. So it's a huge free spiritual library just for you. I hope you'll check it out. So today happens to be a week after the United States elections, and there's a lot of uncomfortable energy around and a feeling of we don't know where we're going or who we are. But it doesn't matter if you're from America or where you're from. If you're tuned into this video, it's because you feel like you need direction or you feel like you need to connect to source or to connect to your divinity or connect to yourself. So apparently that's what we're going to be talking about today is connecting to our human. Okay, so they're saying to connect to source through our human body and our human existence. So, we can go and be the monk, right? We can withdraw from humanity pretty easily. We can go to work, we can come home, we cannot see anybody. We can basically live a very sheltered life that's unplugged, they want to say. Or if you're retired, it's really easy to unplug, right? There's so much energies out there that are not pleasant. And we don't want to be in that. It's like, why would I want to jump in that nasty water? I don't, no, thank you. I don't need to be in that. And I don't want to be in that. Okay. So we understand that the energies around you are not pleasant. But we also want you to understand that you can connect to your higher self or your divinity through your human experience. Okay. It's not good. I mean, that's not really the right word, but it's not. And, I just want to say, I'm translating what they're telling me. It's not the best way to go about living your life is through disengaging. Okay. Now, again, we want to say that engaging with anger and hate and all that is not what we're saying at all. What we're saying is that to connect to the divinity, to connect to the higher source or the higher vibrations is 100% how to deal with this energy, but also don't disavow your human body because this is your physical container in this lifetime. You cannot adequately connect to a higher vibrational source if you're disavowing your human life. That's it in a nutshell right there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to teach you hopefully how to have both of these things be true. I can be living fully in my human life and also fully being able to connect to the higher vibrational realms or source or your higher self or whatever it is that you want to connect to that's of the light. Okay. So, because they're saying that humans are checking out, and we're in this place where we might either check out using, drugs or alcohol or eating or gambling or whatever we need to do to say, we cannot deal with this right now. We're going to escape. That's the word. But also, in our community, we can escape by meditating, we can escape by chanting and by withdrawing. Okay, so empaths, and most of you are an empath, and I think some people don't think they are, but I think you've gotten one definition of empath in your mind, and that's your yardstick for all empaths, and that's not true. There's always going to be um, there's always going to be a scale. There's always going to be a scale where some people are going to be super empathic and some people are going to be less empathic, but it doesn't mean that you're both not empathic. Okay. So, empaths, what we do is we want to withdraw because we feel so much, right? We feel horrible. We don't know why. It even becomes physical in our physical body. Well, what's happening is you're feeling the energy of people in another country or people in your country, people in your community, people in your family, people of the world. Depending on how empathic you are, you can feel all of the heaviness of the whole world in your system, in your energy. You didn't have to jump out and go in that terrible water. The water is in you. You're surrounded by it because you can feel it and you can't escape it. You're like, I can't escape it because it's everywhere. That is the bane of an empath right there, where you say, I just can't shake this heaviness. I can't shake this depression. I can't shake this sadness. Okay, so, or if you're an empath that's on the other end of the spectrum, you might say, I have bouts. I'm doing pretty well and then I get sad for no reason. Or I'm doing pretty well and I get angry for no reason. Or I'm doing okay and then I find myself not doing okay. And it's like a yo-yo. I'm up and down, right? All of that is validated. All of that is how you're feeling, then that is how you're feeling. And I'm not here to tell you not to feel that way. And I'm not here to tell you that you're not feeling that way. And I'm not here to tell you that that's wrong. Okay. Here to help you identify why you're feeling that way. And then to identify some things that you could do that if you wanted to change the situation, that could work for you. Okay. So you're feeling that way because you're connected to the energy. And a lot of times you don't even know why. You just wake up with a feeling of dread or a feeling of doom and gloom or even a feeling of anxiety or sadness or anger. And you're like, well, humans call that waking up on the wrong side of the bed. We have all these euphemisms for all of these things that are actually energetic, but we just make up reasons for them. You just woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Well, there's a reason you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and that is because the energy that you woke up to, or perhaps the energy that you visited in your sleep. Okay. So now what do you do about it? So now we've identified that empathic people can be many different types of empaths. And we've identified that sometimes things you feel a certain way that you don't even know why. And then sometimes you feel a certain way, and there is a reason why, because your family experienced some loss or hardship, or your community experienced some loss or hardship, or that intuitively, you have a feeling that something is about to happen, or you have a feeling that this isn't going to go well. This situation is not going to go well. I just know there's going to be layoffs at my job, or I just have this feeling that my brother is going to get divorced, or I just have this feeling of this knowing that something bad is about to happen. Okay, that's all true as well. We can validate all of that. That is all 100% true. The question remains, what do I do about it? How do I handle it? It's also true that where you live, it might rain, it might snow, or it might be really hot. How do you handle it? Do you wear a jacket when it's 90 degrees? Probably not. You prepare for the situation, you prepare for what you're about to experience. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to prepare to deal with this energy. So, what I would say, some things the spirit guides are saying is when, if it's a situation where you don't know why you feel this way, I mean, there's no real specific. Sure, things are not great, but there's no real specific reason as to why you feel so down. In that case, what spirit guides often say is this is a good time to perform a check. So you're going to check yourself. You're going to say, okay, first of all, I validate that I feel crappy or I feel scared, anxious, doom and gloom, weird, whatever it is. You feel something that's not your normal self. That's good to validate. Number one. Number two, you want to check in and say, let me check myself. How am I? Right? Like, how's my physical body? Get in your physical body because this is something that we don't do. We're not in our physical body very often. Get in your physical body. Okay. Literally, you have to connect your brain back to the body. And you do that by like rolling your shoulders or clapping your hands or rubbing your hands. You get back in your body. Okay. How am I? Physically, I'm okay. Or whatever it is for you. I'm in pain, I'm tired, whatever it is. That's okay. It's not about complaining. It's not about going into victim mode of I'm in so much pain. You want to be neutral. You just want to say, I'm in pain, I'm okay, I'm tired, whatever it is. You're just checking things off a list. Okay? This is your checklist. Then you want to match the checklist up with how you're feeling because it might be very surprising to you that you're in pain, but that's not why you feel doom and gloom. This is going to be a big aha moment for you because what happens is the energy gets mixed in with everything else and then it just becomes a snowball down a hill to hell, right? It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you're overwhelmed. But if we stop and do our checklist and decide, does this feeling connect to my physical body? Yes or no? If it does not, go to the next thing. The next thing is this energy does not connect to my physical body. And now where does it connect to? Does it belong to my family, to my pets, to my housing situation? Does it belong to anything in my periphery? Yes or no? If it's no, then is it my community? Is it my a group that I'm in that I feel connected to? If the answer is no, you still don't know where this energy is coming from, but you still feel it. It's not yours. It's not your energy. It's just that your little antenna is receiving messages in, energy. It's receiving all the time. It's like when you're riding in the car and the radio station cuts out and all of a sudden another music cuts in. That's not your music. You didn't dial into that, but yet here it is because your antenna connected to a frequency you didn't ask about that does not have anything to do with you. If that's the case, say a prayer. Don't know who this energy belongs to, but it's not mine. But I'm going to say a prayer right now for whoever is experiencing this energy to have mercy. And then either see it in your mind's eye or know it or feel it, but just it goes away. It's a cloud that's over you that looks dark and it looks like it's going to storm. But then when you realize that's not my cloud, you understand either by knowing, feeling, or seeing, you understand, or trusting by faith, you understand it's just going to continue moving because it's not your cloud. This is so important. If it's not yours, don't take it on. If you do, then you're asking to be a victim because it's not even yours. There's plenty of things that are in your life that you can take on. Okay. So now let's go back and let's say this energy, and I'm doing my body check, and this energy is for me because I'm in pain, and this doom and gloom energy is connected to my pain. Okay. That I'm going to validate that. Now, what you can do is, because everything in the outside world starts on the inside. If you have, and I hate to say this, I know this is a lot of this is hard to hear, but it is what it is. Once you realize on the inside that you're worth love, that you're worth healing, that you're worth being healthy, that you are worthy in general, it starts on the inside. Everybody that you start to connect with also believes you're worthy, you're worth healing, and you're worth love, and you're worth listening to, and you're worth respecting. On the inside, if you believe you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy of healing, you're not worthy of peace, you're not worthy of respect, then you're projecting out that vibration, and the people who meet that vibration or the situations that meet that vibration will show up to reinforce what you think about yourself. So, if you're putting out if you're saying I have doom and gloom, and then also I have pain or I have suffering or I have reason in my physical body to experience that doom and gloom, then what you can do is you can start to rewrite the script, the code, the story, the narrative, whatever you want to call it. You can start to rewrite it. I have done this, I have seen this done, and I could tell you it works. It's a process. It's not a snap your fingers and fix my life. It's a process, but it does work. So you've identified the doom and gloom as connected to your physical situation, and you start to say, I, and we're going to own it. I feel like crap. I am in pain, and I am worried about my situation. The first thing you want to do is validate everything that you feel and know. No one is. This is the truth. This is how you feel. This is how you feel physically. This is how you feel energetically. Now, we validated that. We've owned it. This is a big deal because sometimes we go into, why am I in pain? Why am I so worried? I shouldn't be worried. I shouldn't be in pain. That is disempowering, completely disempowering. Admitting I am in pain, I don't feel well, and I'm really anxious and scared is empowering. That actually gives you power. So now from there, of this place of empower of owning your situation, you can then go to the next step, which is helping yourself say, I am going to have faith. I'm going to believe that new things are coming for me, that this new doctor is going to help me, that this new person is going to listen to me, that I am in absolute 100% alignment with the higher good for my soul, my physical body, and my energy. And you're just going to say it every day 1,000 times. I'm 1,000% in alignment with the highest good of my soul, my physical and emotional energy. Whatever it is you want to say it over and over and over again. Because what you're doing is you're rewriting, you're writing over that script, that narrative that said, I'm not good enough to feel okay. I'm I'm being punished. And this is a lot of times things that are happening in the subconscious that you're not aware of, but you subconsciously you just don't think you're good enough to be well, or you don't believe that you're lovable enough to be well. So if when you start telling yourself, I am lovable, can you say that to yourself? Can you look in the mirror and say, I am lovable, I am worthy, I am okay? You know, that's how you do it, guys. So you're going to acknowledge. So, on one hand, if it's not yours, it's not yours. Let it go. Stop worrying about the war in X country. Stop worrying about the people who are starving. You're not helping them. Okay? You're not helping them. You you the fact that you're not starving and you're not in a war zone means that you're the light. You carry the light that they can see at the end of the tunnel. That's your role. Yes, you're going to have ups and downs. The spirit guides always say we're playing a piano or they're playing a song. This is the best analogy yet. Your life is a song. It's not always going to be high notes. It's not always going to be low notes. It's going to all the notes because an interesting song has all the notes. An interesting life has all the notes. A life well lived has all the notes, not just the safe ones, not just the high ones. That goes back to what they said in the very beginning, which is we don't want you to just check out and be an escapist in the sense of just meditating all the time. That you didn't come here for that. You came here to be in a human body. You came here to experience human things. The rawness, the rawness of being a human. All of that. Okay. So you can, if you check in and you have doom and gloom, don't automatically assume that just because, yes, I did my checklist and it's for my physical body, that means something bad's going to happen. Because probably that doom and gloom you're associating with your physical body is also connected to you're worrying about another thing, about other people or another country. And that's just piling on and piling on and keeping you in the dark about how to get out of it. How do you get out of it? Again, acknowledge where you are, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain. You stop saying to me, but Susan, those people, this other situation, we're not talking about that right now. We're not, because you're not helping them. You think you are, but you're not. You're not helping anybody. If you're just sitting here going, I can't, the world is such a bad place, this terrible thing is happening, be that as it may, it is not happening to you. You're not helping them. You're just not. Okay. Yes, it is heavy. I am extremely sensitive. I am an extremely sensitive person and energetically, and I get taken offline. I really do. Sometimes it's hard to get back up and get back online. I get it. I am probably one of the most sensitive people you will ever meet or talk to. My antenna is as big as it's huge. Okay. So the game here or the skill here is to learn how to get knocked down by that wave of energy, ascertain, is it mine? Is it not mine? If it's not yours, let it go. If it is yours, own it, acknowledge it, figure out what I'm going to do about it, and then give yourself time, be gentle with yourself, give yourself time to get through it. Now, the acknowledging part is so important because when we get knocked down by an energetic wave, we say, God, I'm so weak. Why did this take me down? What's the matter with me? Why can't I do what everybody else does? Right? Don't we compare ourselves? Why can't I be like that person who doesn't even care and just keeps on going and keeps on going? But me, I'm just knocked flat on my butt. So that's that's again just like I tell myself, that's a pity party. So the thing to do is to flip it around and say, wow, Susan, wow, whatever your name is, that was a big wave. I didn't see it coming. Wow, that really knocked me on my keister. What are you doing acknowledging? Acknowledge what happened. Wow, I have no energy. I feel yucky. I don't even want to do the things that normally make me feel better. I'm just devastated. Okay, there you go. You've acknowledged where you are. You've really been very truthful about where you are. The next step is to say, okay, that is all true, but I really want to do some little thing that's going to make me feel better. What would that be? And it could be something that unfortunately you've connected from like a traumatic childhood to feeling better. I mean, that might be an addiction, it might be food, it might be something else. But as long as you're communicating with yourself, you can talk yourself through it. When you're not talking to yourself and you're not acknowledging everything that's going on, then you go into habitual habits. You just go into the habit of, I'm upset, let me go to the refrigerator. You're not thinking. So the thinking thing is really important. You've acknowledged where you are. You've acknowledged what happened to you. Now what you can do is say, what will make me feel better? And you're thinking so that you can then say, I usually eat 6 bags of potato chips, right? I usually do this, whatever it is. And you know what? I want to see if I can do something different. Can I do something different? How would a walk make me feel? How would laying on the couch with my blanket, watching a movie make me feel? How would some hot tea make me feel? So you're now engaged in the process. You're not just on automatic stimulus and reaction. You've created an interruption in there, in that stimulus reaction. You've created interruption. Now you're empowered. That's being empowered, because you can go have that cup of tea and say, well, that didn't really do it for me. Let me have a piece of chocolate. Let me have 1 bag of chips. Let me go to the park. You are in control now. You're not at the mercy of your physical symptoms or your community, your family, or your even energy that doesn't even belong to you. You're not at the mercy of that anymore. You're in the driver's seat because you said, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to sit on the couch and watch a movie. I'm going to clean out this closet. I'm going to look out the window. I'm going to order a 7 million piece puzzle and put it together until I get through this, particular hard spot. Those things are not escapism because they involve your physical body, and they involve your physical body in a healthy way. So, while you're on that walk, you're processing, you're thinking, or you're daydreaming. And daydreaming is when spirit guides can help you. So if you really want to get help from your spirit guides during this time, trying to like manhandle the situation, meaning I will figure it out. I will figure it out. I will put this round peg in this square hole. I will do it. That's not helpful because, well, for one thing, the round peg doesn't fit in a square hole. But for other reasons, is that you're using your brain when you could be getting guidance. And the guidance can't come in when you're using your brain. So do things that make you zone out. And if you notice, everything they said is basically zoning out. Taking a walk, zoning out. Drinking a cup of tea, zoning out. Watching a movie, zoning out. Going to the gym, zoning out. Putting a puzzle together, zoning out. Zone out in a healthy way. Because then, if you do that enough, your spirit guides can drop in that aha moment. Oh my gosh, you know what? I forgot all about this, but when I was in this really tough time, I used to go to this park and it always made me feel better. Now, it might not show up to you like that. It might show up like a picture of you in this park. It might show up as a idea for you to call this person that you don't normally talk to, or maybe you've gotten out of touch with. Or it might show you an idea of getting out those crochet materials. And spirit is not necessarily going to be able to jump in and say, Susan, go do this, right? They can only just drop in fleeting little ideas, thoughts, pictures, images. They can also influence other people to come into your life and say, hey, I got this idea for you. I don't know where it came from. Just got this idea that you might want like this class that this person is teaching. That's guidance. Whenever something comes in out of the blue, out of the blue, I thought about taking a class. Out of the blue, I thought about going to this park and taking a walk. And I'm glad I did because I found this. I'm going to show you a video. I didn't know any of this was going to happen because I'm channeling. Yesterday, I'm walking the dog and this white thing came out of the air. I don't know. It didn't look like a feather. It was white and it was very small. And I try, and my dog is big and she wants to do what she wants to do. And it's not always what I want to do. And I was trying to turn around because I'm video or photograph everything. That's just me. That's what I do. I was trying to get a picture of it. I think I do that to prove to myself that these things that aren't that to me are energetic are real. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm always trying to prove to myself that stuff is real because in my world, so much stuff is not 3D. So I really didn't get a picture of it. So I kept walking and we walked like a half a mile. So this was not a small walk and there were not a lot of trees around. So and not a lot of birds, just houses and it was a neighborhood. So I kept walking and then I saw another one and it landed in this plant and I got a picture of it. And I thought, what is that? I mean, literally, I couldn't tell what it was. It didn't look like a feather. It looked like a ball of white filament, or I don't even know. So then I kept walking and walking and walking. Towards the end of my walk, here's one floating out of the air. Third one, y'all. If you follow me, one, two, three. Three is a message. Like you can see one thing and I'm like, maybe, I don't know. Two things, I'm paying attention. Three things, it's a message. I have a video of this thing floating to the ground. And, that's my spirit guides saying, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. We got your back. We're here. We're here with you, right? You might be seeing repeating numbers. Or again, somebody might show up and say, I don't know, I thought of you and I got you this card. Or I thought of you and you should really check out this video. That's guidance. That's out of the blue. These feathers were out of the blue. So when you can connect to that doom and gloom energy, do your checklist, figure out if it's yours, if it's not yours, let it go. If it is yours, I'm going to own it. I'm going to validate it. I'm going to own it. I'm going to say, wow, this is what's going on with me. And then you're going to be able to be gentle with yourself and parent yourself and get you that cup of hot tea or get that warm blanket out or go for that walk or go maybe you need to be around people and colors but you don't want to talk to people, so maybe you go to the shop, to the bazaar, to the market. You know what you need. Follow it. Try to find the energy to put those shoes on, to go outside and go do that thing. Try to help yourself. But if you can't, don't give yourself a hard time because putting ourselves down only makes everything worse. So, what you can say is, okay, Susan, this is going on for you, whatever it is you validated. It's true. I feel terrible, whatever it is. Now, I want to do something nice for myself. I want to really parent myself. That's how you take the shortcut out of the energy. Sometimes we don't want to take the shortcut. Sometimes we just want to feel horrible. We just want to feel horrible. We just want to sink into it and just let it be. So then you might want to talk to yourself gently and say, why do I want to feel like this? And you'll start, what it is you'll start having a conversation with yourself. Okay, why do I want to feel like this? Well, because that bad thing happened when you were a child. Because everything is terrible and dark and it's not worth being excited about. It's okay to admit these things. Because then a part of you, the part that has the soul light, is going to come back and say, yeah, but that good thing did happen the other day. Yeah, it did. And you can have a conversation with yourself, just back and forth, gentle. This, you guys, is how I started talking to my spirit guides. This is it. Going through a really bad time, talking to myself, asking questions, and I started getting answers. And then I realized I'm having a conversation with something that's not me. And then I just kept asking questions and getting answers because I was open to that. Ask yourself the question, why do I feel so bad? Why am I going through this? I just don't know. And it's okay to say I don't know. It's okay. All of this is okay. It's okay to then say, even though I'm sad, even though I feel like everything is just kind of black and white, can you then say, I love you when you're in this place? Can you then say that you love yourself? Can you then give yourself a hug? Can you meet yourself where you are and still love yourself? Because if you can, you're going to get a hand up right out of that energy, right out of that situation. And I'm not saying you're going to jump up and start, singing and dancing. I'm saying you're going to jump up, or you might barely start moving towards brushing your teeth, putting on some clothes, looking out the window, opening the door. These are steps, and don't give yourself a hard time for that. Meet yourself where you are and then walk yourself through the steps. Okay, I got up. I'm moving around. I'm going to go to the window. I'm going to see what it looks like outside. I'm going to interact with something, my pet. I'm going to interact with myself, brush my teeth. I'm going to interact maybe with the TV. It's okay. It's only not okay when you start telling yourself you're a loser, you need to do something, you're never going to get any better. That's when it's not okay. When you start pounding on you, it's not okay. You're not doing anything to help yourself. And then you need to ask yourself, why am I so mean to myself? Again, questions. Questions will help you figure all this out. I dare you to ask yourself, why are you so mean to yourself? What are you going to say? I'm not good enough. Why are you not good enough? Because I don't know. I'm just not good enough. Show me how you're not good enough. Well, look at me now. Okay. So you're not good enough because you're not doing anything. Yes. So you see how you can question and answer yourself through this whole process? Well, if that's the case, you're not good enough because you're not doing anything. What if you got up and did something? Would you be good enough? So you start to see the fallacy in your thinking and feeling. Well, maybe I'll be good enough. Okay, well, let's see if it works. Let's get up and go to the living room. Let's get up and go for a walk. Let's see if that makes us feel good enough. Gentle question and answer. Gentle question and answer. It's going to move you through the energy. And then you're going to have another tool to deal with this when it happens again, because an empath, you're just going to get knocked down sometimes by an energetic wave. Then as an empath, instead of blocking everything, which is a lot of empaths will do this, but it's honestly, my spirit guide said, that's not why you came. You didn't come down here to live in a cave, Susan. That's what I always tell them is I want to live in a cave by myself without any connection to the outside world. And they were like, you didn't come down here to do that. There are other planets, there are other existences where you can go live in a cave. You chose planet Earth. Like, no, that's not, you know. So every time I have this real, and I mean real desire to go live in a mountain in a cabin somewhere, my spirit guides give me this impression that, Susan, that's not going to be helpful to you, and it's not going to be helpful to anybody else. And even though this is hard, we're working with you, we're walking with you, and please double down on more joy. Please double down on more self-care. Please make it worth your while to deal with these humans. Make it worth your while to do this. So we get out of balance. And all it is darkness. There's no happiness, there's no joy. We got to balance the darkness and the joy. We have to. That is our mission on this planet. Because sometimes we're going to be those people that are in the darkness. And I'm hoping and praying that you're out there, my light at the end of the tunnel. I hope you're the one celebrating that birthday. You're the one taking that walk. You're the one playing with your cat or your dog. You're the one having that nice nap. I need you when you can to be my light, because sometimes I'm going to be your light. I think once humans understand that it's normal, this is all normal, to go up and down, to play all the notes in the song. Sometimes I'm like sitting on my butt going, what just hit me? And I'm going to look around and I'm going to see the twinkling lights in the distance. The light at the end of the tunnel, that might be you celebrating something, or celebrating nothing, or celebrating an achievement, or taking your power back. You might be one of those twinkling lights that I see and helps me get up and start walking down that long, dark tunnel towards those lights. Humans are lights. Sometimes we're dim, sometimes we're bright, but we're all lights. When you can be the bright light, be it, shine it, revel in it. Please don't worry about the people that are down on their keister. They need you to be that light. And then when you're down on your keister, I'm going to hopefully jump out there and live and laugh and experience all the joy and the wonder, knowing that while I'm doing that, I'm shining my light for those that can't do these things. Okay? That's basically human life in a nutshell. We're going to be trading places. And I'll hold your light for you, and I want you to hold my light for me. Okay? Hopefully I've channeled this. I know it didn't really make sense in some way, but I can't help it. I just do what they tell me, or I follow what they're going to say to me. So hopefully it was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Again, if you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe, like, comment, share the video if you think it might help somebody, especially if this is a particular tumultuous time in your community or your life. There's always going to be an opportunity. There's always going to be a time when one of us is on our keister, one of us is on our butt. That's just life. Okay. Check out the playlist if you want to see more videos like this, and check out my website if you want to see what classes I'm offering or events that I have. I'm going to be pretty busy helping everybody as much as I can, and take really good care of yourself. Okay. We're all going to be fine. Humans are going to be fine. We just need to celebrate when we can, and when we can't, take really good care of ourselves, right? All right. I'll see you again next Wednesday.